Season 3 is here, and let's get this show on the road. We've got the Falcons, we've got the Redskins, and we are out for Super Bowl blood after a disappointing 7-9 season that would make Jeff Fisher proud, and the road to the Super Bowl begins right here, right now on opening day. Washington's opening drive, and Dwayne Haskins looks to throw, but Deion Jones is in the backfield for a sack that leads to a Redskins punt, and it takes all of 2 minutes for the Falcon All-Pro to match his sack total from last season. So Falcons take their turn, and on 2nd and 13, it's Ray Gilbert connecting with rookie Kyle Woods for 14 yards and a first down. But then 3 plays later, 3rd and 10, and Gilbert's pass is batted down at the line, and Atlanta is forced to punt it away. They'd get it right back, though, and move into Washington territory as Gilbert stands in and delivers a strike to Julio Jones for 23 yards. 3 plays later, and after a sack makes it 2nd and long, it's Gilbert throwing and hitting Austin Hooper down the middle for 19 more and another first down. Then facing 3rd and 2, the give goes to Casey Rivers, who's dragged down shy of the marker, but the offense stays on the field, and it's the exterminator Jordan Buggs squashing 7 yards to make it 1st and goal. And on the following play, Gilbert with the play fake rolling to his right and finds the rookie Kyle Woods wide open in the end zone for his first career touchdown catch and a 7-0 first quarter Falcons lead. Redskins looking to answer, but facing 3rd and 8, where Haskins has all day to throw and is eventually going to find Albert Wilson for a 27-yard gain into Atlanta territory. 3 plays later, 1st and 10, but make it 1st and goal as Haskins has Paul Richardson over the middle for another 13 yards. Then 2 plays later, Haskins throwing and fires to Jordan Reed in the end zone, who makes the 2-yard touchdown catch, and Washington answers right back to tie the game at 7. First play of the ensuing drive, Gilbert fakes and doesn't even have a chance as Ryan Kerrigan buries him for the sack. But on the following play, Redskins blitz, and Gilbert goes quick to Julio Jones, who has lots of room to run, but he's lost a step and is tracked down after a 41-yard gain. Then 2 plays later, it's back to the turf for Ray Gilbert as Kerrigan's in for the 2nd time of the drive, and this time the sack leads to an Atlanta punt. Falcons get it right back and are on the move again as Gilbert finds Calvin Ridley for 23 yards on a first down into Washington territory. 5 plays later, he may have lost a step, but Julio Jones still only needs one hand as he makes an incredible 20-yard catch. And on the following play, Gilbert throwing, drifting to his left, and finds Austin Hooper wide open for the 14-yard score. And just before half, Atlanta takes a 14-7 lead. Washington looking for points before half, and their second play is Haskins going to Paul Richardson over the middle for 15 yards on a first down. Offense hurries to the line. Haskins throwing again and stands in as he has all day to throw before eventually dumping short to Bryce Love, who breaks the first tackle and has another 11 yards and first down across midfield. Redskins continue to hurry and continue to pick up first downs as Haskins goes to Jordan Reed over the middle for 13 more. Then out of a Washington timeout, Atlanta brings the blitz, and it gets home as Foye Oluokun drags Haskins to the turf for a sack, and the loss of 6 yards makes it 3rd and 8 as the first half clock ticks away. And on that 3rd and 8, Haskins throwing and gets great protection this time before firing deep downfield where he has Paul Richardson for 32 yards to make it 1st and goal. Then with 10 seconds left from the 3-yard line, Haskins throwing and goes out to Bryce Love, who makes the catch for the touchdown, and the 3-yard score pulls the Redskins even as we head to the break, tied at 14. 5 minutes into the 3rd quarter, still 14 apiece, and it's Gilbert with the play fake and firing down the middle for a 28-yard Calvin Ridley reception. 2 plays later, it's 2nd and 5 turned into 1st and 10 as Gilbert hits Austin Hooper this time, who has 10 more to the Redskin 26. And on the following play, it's an inside give to Casey Rivers, who has a lane, is inside the 10, but is tripped up just shy of the goal line, which would prove costly as on 2nd and goal, Jordan Buggs is swarmed at the line for no gain. And on 3rd and goal, it's back to Rivers, but Montez Sweat is in to nail him for a 2-yard loss, and the Falcons tuck their tail between their talons and send out Roland Ford, who easily puts through the 20-yard field goal and gives the Falcons a 17-14 3rd quarter lead. Ensuing drive, Redskins near midfield where Haskins drops to throw, stands in, and becomes reacquainted with the stadium turf as Grady Jarrett takes him down for a sack and a loss of 6 yards that leads to a Washington punt. They get it right back though, and on their first play, it's Bryce Love moving the chains as he jukes and pinballs his way to 15 yards on the ground. Then to end the 3rd quarter, the Redskins enter Atlanta territory on a Haskins strike to Jordan Reed for a 16-yard completion. And to start the 4th quarter, the chains are moving again as Haskins stands in and delivers to Paul Richardson for another 15 yards. 3 plays later, Haskins with the fake and again throwing where his pass is right on the money to Paul Richardson in the end zone for a 22-yard score, and Washington has their first lead of the day at 21-17. First play of the ensuing drive, Ray Gilbert's throwing and he's going to be buried for a 4-yard loss, but the yardage is the least of the Falcons' worries as he remains down, clutching his shoulder in pain. So that brings in Brett Hundley, who on the very next play goes to Austin Hooper, who makes an insane one-handed catch for the first down. Hooper gets up and says, "You like that, ladies? Well, guess what? My is this big, yeah." 2 plays later, 2nd and 1, where Devontae Freeman moves the chains and takes Atlanta across midfield with a 12-yard gain. 2 plays later again, and Ray Gilbert is back and showing no ill effects as he finds Austin Hooper, who has 30 yards all the way down to the Redskins' 11. Then on the following play, it's Gilbert drifting back and going to the other tight end, Austin Traylor, for 10 yards down to the 1. And this time the rookie Casey Rivers will find his way into the end zone as he notches his first career touchdown and gives Atlanta a 24-21 fourth quarter lead. Ensuing drive, and the Redskins cross midfield as Haskins finds Albert Wilson wide open. He breaks a tackle and has a 16-yard gain. Next play, Haskins throwing again, good protection, and he floats a pass deep for Trey Quinn, who makes the 31-yard catch down to the Falcons' 13. Then after a 2-yard loss, makes it 2nd and 12. Haskins throwing and goes late to the sideline, but it's picked off by Deion Jones, and with just over 6 minutes to go, the Falcons take possession with a 3-point lead. 2 plays later, and the give goes to Devontae Freeman, who picks up 6 yards on a first down to keep the clock rolling. And on the following play, the give goes to Casey Rivers, and he has a lane, gets a block from Kyle Woods. The diving tackle comes up empty, and the rookie Casey Rivers makes a 72-yard house call for his 2nd touchdown of the game and a 10-point Falcon lead with 4:53 to go. Redskins need points fast, and on 3rd and 8, they convert and cross midfield on a Haskins to Paul Richardson 29-yard strike to the Atlanta 43. 2 plays later, Haskins again looking to throw, but he stands in with nowhere to go until Lorenzo McManus drags him down for a sack, and the season 2 first-rounder gets his first of the year and makes it 3rd and 17 from midfield. And Haskins with the fake to Love and looking to throw again, where he's going to stand in behind absolutely endless protection before he throws to Paul Richardson, who makes the catch beyond the marker but ends up out of bounds 2 yards shy of it. Redskins send out Josh Lambo, who puts the 52-yarder right down the middle, and with 3:06 to go, the Redskins have cut the Falcons' lead to 7. Ensuing drive, and out of the 2-minute warning, it's 3rd and 6, where Gilbert is throwing and has Julio Jones wide open but overthrows him, incomplete, and all of a sudden the Redskins will get it back with a chance to tie things up. And facing 3rd and 6, Haskins throwing and goes to Albert Wilson, who makes the catch and defies physics as he breaks away from 2 Falcons. Donovan Culver trips him up, but not before a 47-yard gain. Then 3 plays later, 3rd down again, and Haskins has Trey Quinn for 15 yards to make it 1st and goal. And after a Washington timeout, Haskins throwing again, and his pass is going to be intercepted, and you can kiss the baby, zip him up, get the fat lady on stage. Finito, aloha, sayonara, and goodbye as DeMonte Casey shows the Washington Redskins the door and slams it shut on a Falcons 38-24 victory. And it's the new starting free safety with a 96-yard pick 6 to seal the win for Atlanta. The Falcons get outgained 486 to 446, but come up with the big plays they need to get off to a 1-0 start to season 3, and they'll look to ride this momentum into next week as they head to Carolina to take on the division rival Panthers. All right, so a very exciting game to start the year, and we come away with the win. Got pretty dicey at the end there. I thought I had things pretty much in control and locked up after the long touchdown run, but then all of a sudden they have the ball inside the 10 with a chance to tie. But I do make the user pick to seal the game, and a couple of new faces come up big as we start season 3 off on the right note. But it didn't come without the loss of Deion Jones, who joins McCole Hardman on the injury list with broken ribs. Luckily, we avert major damage as he's only going to be out the next 2 games, games, but still a major blow to the defense, and Foye Oluwakin will get his chance to step in and play a ton of snaps on defense now. After the game, we also had to make a roster move because Keyshawn Long, our practice squad cornerback, was signed by the New York Jets, which is kind of unfortunate, but he moves on and now finds himself on a 53-man roster. Replacing him on the practice squad will be middle linebacker Trayvonte Mallard. He's only a 60 overall, but it was pretty slim pickings on the free agent list, and he was a third-round pick by Carolina just last season, so he comes over from the dark side looking to get his career back on track. With no negotiations or scouting, all we really have for team activities is player upgrades, but we did have quite a few of those, starting here with starting right guard Chris Lindstrom, who remains a 76 overall, but goes up 2 points for pass block finesse and 1 point for pass block power. Next up was starting cornerback Isaiah Oliver, who unlike Lindstrom does go up from a 76 as he reaches a 77 overall with a 1 point bump to awareness as well as a 2 point increase to his man coverage. Following him was our other starting guard in Forrest Lamp, who reaches a 76 overall as he receives 1 point increases to his awareness, pass block power, run block power, and strength ratings. Then we have Ray Gilbert, who despite only having 1 skill point goes from a 74 to a 76 overall with 2 point increases to his deep throw accuracy and throw under pressure, in addition to getting a 1 point increase to his mid throw accuracy and throw on the run. Next up we have Lorenzo McManus, who becomes a 73 overall after receiving 2 points towards his awareness, play rec, and tackle, and a 1 point increase to his power moves rating. Then we have another season 2 rookie in Maurice Ramsey, who is now a 71 overall, going up 2 points in awareness and 1 point in finesse moves, play rec, pursuit, and zone coverage. Cornerback Keon Crossan was a 69 overall and remains a 69 overall after 1 point increases to awareness, jumping, and play rec, and a 2 point increase to his zone coverage rating. Following him was wide receiver Russell Gage Jr., who goes from a 61 to a 62 overall by gaining 2 points towards his awareness and short route running, as well as a 1 point increase to his catch. And then finally wrapping up player upgrades is rookie 5th rounder Sean Pearson, who also reaches a 62 overall with a 1 point bump to his acceleration and a 2 point increase to his finesse moves. But that wraps up the team side of things, so around the league we go, where things kicked off with the Super Bowl champion Bengals falling 28-7 on Thursday night. Broncos beat the Steelers, Texans hammer the Titans, and the Vikings edge the Packers. Giants win 35-21, Ravens beat the Bears 31-27, and the Cowboys win 24-14. Jaguars, Panthers, Colts, and Dolphins all score 28 points in road victories. Cardinals destroy the Lions, and the Jets beat the Patriots 18-14 on Sunday night. Then on Monday night, the Brooklyn Beats and Matt Ryan destroy the Chiefs 45-27, and wrapping up the opening week, the 49ers take down the Seahawks 21-13. So taking a quick look through the standings, starting in the AFC, the Jets and Dolphins win in the East while the Bills and Patriots lose. New Browns and Old Browns both win and start 1-0 in the North while the Bengals and Steelers are 0-1. Texans, Colts, and Jaguars all win and sit tied atop the South with the Titans as the lone opening day loser. And then in the AFC West, the Beats and Broncos start 1-0 with the Raiders and Chiefs starting Season 3 with an 0-1 record. Then on the NFC side, the East has the Giants and Cowboys off to a 1-0 start with the Eagles and Redskins sitting at 0-1. The Vikings were the only team in the North to pick up a Week 1 win as the Bears, Packers, and Lions all come up short. In the South, we sit atop the division along with the Panthers at 1-0 while the Bucks and Saints both lose in Week 1. Then out West, the 49ers and Cardinals both win in the opening week and are both 1-0 with the 0-1 Seahawks and Rams below. Moving on to the players of the week, we start with the AFC offensive, which is Deshaun Watson of the Texans. The 12th overall pick in the 2017 draft was 27 of 34 for 356 yards passing and found the end zone 4 times through the air in the Texans' 35-14 opening day thrashing of the Titans. On the NFC side, the offensive award goes to Giants running back Saquon Barkley. Last season's rushing touchdowns leader got off to a hot start, rushing for 201 yards and 2 touchdowns on just 13 carries to help lead his Giants to a 35-21 win against the Eagles. Defensively for the AFC, the player of the week is 4th-year linebacker Darius Leonard. The South Carolina State product made 6 tackles with 1 going for a loss and sacked Raiders quarterback Derek Carr 3 times in the Colts' 28-14 opening day win. And wrapping up with the NFC Defensive Player of the Week, it's our very own Deion Jones taking it home. Jones had 13 tackles, a sack, and intercepted Dwayne Haskins to help lead our Falcons to a 38-24 opening day victory that you all saw earlier. On to the league leaders now. We're starting starting with the passers, Dwayne Haskins leads the way with 437 yards passing, and then AFC Offensive Player of the Week Deshaun Watson had a league-best 4 touchdown passes and 149.5 passer rating in Week 1. The rushing leaders is a Saquon Barkley jackpot as the NFC Offensive Player of the Week leads in yards with 201, rushing touchdowns with 2, and yards per carry with an insane 15.5 yards per rush average. There were 2 players with 9 catches in Week 1, and the first was Paul Richardson of the Redskins, who gets top billing here. The other was Juju Smith-Schuster, who you can see to his right as he leads the way with 164 yards receiving. And then the Brooklyn Beats tight end Ricky Seals-Jones is one of 8 players tied for the league lead with 2 touchdown catches. Then wrapping up with the defensive leaders, we have the Bills' Tremaine Edmonds leading in tackles with 15, the Redskins' Matthew Ioannidis leading in sacks with 3.5, and then the Cardinals' Jonathan Jones takes the early interceptions lead with 2 picks in Week 1. The Week 2 schedule kicks off with the Raiders heading to Baltimore to face the Ravens on Thursday night. The Colts head to New York to face the Jets. We are off to Carolina to face the Panthers, and the 49ers and Cowboys renew an old rivalry in Dallas. Bills are at the Buccaneers. Dolphins head to New England to take on the 0-1 Patriots. Steelers at Packers in a Super Bowl 45 rematch. And then the Jaguars take their 1-0 record to Tennessee to face the Titans. The defending Super Bowl champs look to bounce back against the Lions in Detroit. Vikings head to Hollywood to face the Rams. Bears at Cardinals in Arizona. And the Giants and Broncos both look to move to 2-0 as they face off in Denver. Then wrapping up Week 2 is Philadelphia heading to Brooklyn and Houston traveling up to Seattle. Then on Sunday night, the Chiefs look to bounce back against the 1-0 Browns, and on Monday night, it's the team we just beat facing our division rival as the Redskins host the Saints. But that's going to do it for Week 1 of Season 3. Obviously, a new look here with the mock-ups and graphics, so let me know how things look and what you guys think. Everything is still kind of a work in progress, so tweaks can be made based on your guys' feedback, but hopefully it'll give a fresh look to things moving forward here. Next up is the Panthers, who we split with last season as we look to move to 2-0.